All right, welcome back. Having too much fun here. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 cop stories. Look them up. Foot pursuits, naked ladies, prostitution, gross alerts, bathrooms, sticky, everything. Look them up. They're my babies. I love them all. Okay, and then along behind that, we have 130 now. Questions and answers. And we're answering a long-term question. It's going to come to an end pretty soon about supervision in my entire career. It's 35 years, spanning 35 years. So ask me questions, okay, and I'll answer you. And ask me a question, go and email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com, and I'll answer you directly. And then we're going to make up a list, and I'll answer on video when we get done with a lot of these segments. Okay. So now we got 31 years on now. We're doing post 9/11 surveillance, and I went off on a little tangent here because I couldn't. It's not not everything is structured chronologically. Things intermingle the whole time. So while we're doing this, my lieutenant, which I told you earlier, was my old partner. Really good guy. Oh my gosh. He was only there a short time, like about a year and a half, and then he got transferred to a really elite unit. I can't even mention the name of the unit, but they basically follow felons and possible people that are going to commit robberies, and they stop them. Sometimes violently, but it's a very good unit. Only select, there's probably, I guess, there's maybe 40 people in that unit, and of the 10,000 officers, they're the top 40. Top. Lieutenant's the top, and the top steps, I think they have 4 top, best, handpicked, best of the best. Okay. Anyway, so he calls and says, hey, oh no, I'm sorry, he was gone already. He just left. I got another lieutenant, and he goes, hey, good guy, I'll get into him too in a minute. He says, hey, they're asking about if you guys might need, it seems kind of weird, would you guys like to have some driver training? Okay, and I looked at him, I said, he was a new lieutenant, I started laughing, are you kidding me? We drive for a living, are you nuts? He goes, well, I thought maybe you'd try to sharpen your skills. And I go, after I stopped laughing, I just didn't laugh at him, I just kind of joked around. I said, that might not be a bad idea for a lot of reasons. He looks at me like, what do you mean a lot of reasons? Well, obvious reason, the department's reason would be to sharpen our skills. That's the textbook answer, okay? From my point of view, it's to give my guys a break, because we work every day, 14 hours, 15 hours a day, following people. It'd be nice to come in at a leisure time and sit around and bring water and food and lunch under a couple of canopies and watch your partners and the bosses race up and down these stretches of road, and it'd be a fun day. So I think we should do that. It's very good, very good. I'm sorry I laughed at you. Oh, that's okay. He said I felt bad even asking you because it's kind of a weird thing to ask a postman if he wants to go for an anti-cancer walk. I mean, it's a nice thing, but you walk all day. Do you really want to do that? But so I probably shouldn't say that because it's a good thing, cancer. But I'm just saying that it's something like that. That's why they call it the postman's day off. He doesn't want to walk when he's on a day off. Let's go to the mall and walk. I walk every day. Okay. Anyway, so I said, okay, let's do that. Okay. And then I told him, I didn't ask him. I told him we need to start about either we're going to start at 6 and get out of here at 1:30, or we're going to start at 10 and get out of here at 7 at night. Because I don't want my guys fighting traffic. Again, driving to it. It's way out in the far end of the San Fernando Valley. Well, whatever you want. I said, why don't we come in around, why don't we shoot for 9 and we'll get out of here at like 2:30. Can we do that? Oh, that's fine. Okay, fine. So we always plan getting there early because we have to cover 8 hours. You can't really, it's kind of an absolute. So what we do is we just have like a squad meeting before the training starts, just to kill the hour so that management won't say, well, these guys are only working 7 hours a day. Really? Well, you sit inside your office and go to lunch with your secretary every day and badmouth us guys because you're happy because you got a nice soft job and never have to take your gun out or handcuffs. Just leave us alone. Okay, we'll be just fine. Okay. Anyway, you can see I have a line here between line people and the paper pushers. Okay? It's needed, but leave me alone. Okay. Anyway, leave us alone. So we set it up. Okay. Now where we're going to is a specially built. It's a shooting range. Of course, always have to have shooting ranges. They have shooting range on one side, and then they have like a town they made up, like a cul-de-sac and a couple of streets with houses and stairwells and stuff, because people go there. SWAT practices there, entry teams practice there. All these units come there to practice different things. You got shooting, you got a little town, and you have in the middle of this thing, way out in the back, you have this huge driving course. I mean, it's like Le Mans. It curves around, it turns, and it's got a long straightaway, and in the middle of it's got what they call a skid pan, which is basically a couple of sprinklers with soap. And what they do is when you're taking your driving exam, both in the academy and later on, you drive around, the instructor's with you, and then you go into this big, the pit's kind of a little bit of an angle going in, like a big bowl. I mean a big bowl, I mean hundreds of feet in diameter, and they spray with water and soap. And you come in there at like 30 miles an hour, and then the instructor will grab the wheel and turn it, and then let go and see what's going to happen. And you wind up spinning and stuff. It's kind of fun. I did that when we first came on. That's a kick. Learn how to skid the right way and all that good stuff. I mean, you're flying everywhere. Then you're going to flip the car. Those cars are too fat and sassy to flip. They're just low, hot. They're not going to go anywhere but just sideways. You may blow out a tire. If you go off the cement and hit the dirt, it'll dent the wheel and you lose the tire. Ain't nothing. Okay. So that's the setup. Okay. Okay. So that's where we're going. Here's another side note. I found out once we got there, I said, oh, cool, because we're going to drive black and whites also. I'll get into that in a minute. And I go, yeah, we can put on the sirens, because a lot of my guys I haven't been in a police car in years. And the guy goes, well, I go, what's the matter? This is one of their sergeants. I go, well, we can only put sirens on a certain time of the day and certain days of the week. What? What's that? Well, when they built this massive training ground up in the hills up there, where there was nothing there but an old landfill, they built on top of a landfill. Well, way off in the distance is housing tracks. So can you imagine you have a nice house up there as you're up on the hills, because up in the hills, you know, who knows, $2 million homes, nice, overlooking the valley, at night it's beautiful, and all day long, I can see their point of view, hearing sirens, multiple sirens, all day long, okay? The only time it didn't do it is during the weekends or at nights, but still. So they got a petition, they call the city council, they call the mayor, so here's it's funny that as a police department, we're mandated by the public. They will pay our salaries, they pay our benefits, their pensions, and they have a little bit of say-so in what they want and not want around their houses. So I think they allowed them it wasn't bad, I think it was like 3 days a week, because they got a big meeting. I heard they told me they had a big meeting discussing how many days you need sirens and how many hours do you actually have to have sirens. And so they got a good, nice 3 days a week between like 10 and 2, and that's it for the sirens. And actually, he even said, at first we were kind of like, F you. But then we thought about, we can just funnel our siren times to those days, because it isn't 100% sirens. It's just, you happen to come up here and we'll just put in those days where and he says, actually worked out really well, because all the other days are all these other units without sirens. 90% of them don't have sirens. Anyway, so they want to put you in a siren. I get back another, so I'm going on sidetracks here. When I was I was in the academy, and you go to these driving schools, they have the windows down, man, all 4 of them, and you're going through siren. They want you to experience the sound and sights of this siren, okay? And what it feels like to have an open window, driving down sideways these streets, making U-turns and all this stuff, pretty much almost like some kind of obstacle drive, which is actually what it is. They're throwing balls in front of you, trying to swerve, because they want you to get ready, so when you're out there driving your police car and you have to chase someone, you should watch cops. They're dodging people, they're dodging pedestrians, they're dodging cars, wheels are coming off on spike strips, you're dodging those things, so they want to get you ready for that. Okay, so anyway, so back on track here. So we're getting ready to do this. Okay, so I said, what are you going to do first? I'm ready to go, man. I haven't driven a police car. Well, we're going to teach everybody how to do the pit maneuver. Whoa, okay, now remember, we're all detectives. Okay, I'm the senior detective with 31 years on. I have been in a police car, 28 years ago, or whatever it was. Well, actually about 26 years ago. And then you back up, my 2 supervisors hadn't been in a black and white in probably 10 years. And my lower subordinates haven't been in a police car in about 5 years. So we've all doing investigative detective stuff and not driving around in police cars. So that was kind of fun. You get in the car, there's instructors here, and you have 2 guys in the back, your guys watching, you're driving, everybody's watching everybody. And they have a car, all the cars, police cars have they have a suspect car. It's just a police car that's painted funny colors with a huge bumper about that wide, kind of like Disneyland, all the way around the outside of the car, okay? And then the black and whites we're driving have those bumpers all the way around, because they don't want to ruin the body work on these cars, even though they're just cars used for that. But it's easier to have bumpers on them, It is pretty interesting. It was really a lot of fun. I mean, I took on my turn, and they explained how to do it, because none of us, this pit was new. This pit came out probably, I'd say maybe 4 of my 10 people actually were trained in this. The rest of us, we were out of uniform before this pit thing came. Pit maneuver is where they where they tap the cars. You see on TV. Okay, so we did it. It was fun. I mean, they're going about 30 miles an hour, and they say, "Okay, do it!" And I race up, and I hit the guy, and he spins, and then everybody's spinning around in circles. And we're having a blast. There's like 3 of us in the instructor, but the instructor's sitting there kind of bored, and the 3 of us are just having a great time. We're yelling and screaming because we don't do this sort of thing. Okay, like a bunch of kids. It was fun though. Oh my gosh! And then we get in the skid pan I told you. Where I go in there and I'm driving there. I go first because they want the boss to go first, and so I can laugh at me the whole rest of the day, which is fine. And you go into this, you only go about 30 miles an hour. and you go into this pit. There's sprinklers, and they're shooting soap down, and you come into this thing a little bit. It's a little bit like a big. I told you it's like a very mild bowl, big bowl, 300-400 feet circle, maybe bigger. You come in there, and as you're coming down, you wait, and the instructor just grabs a wheel, and then he lets go. Oh shoot! It's funny because you don't see how much you're spinning until you get out of it and watch somebody else. Because you think, well, the world's going by me like this, and you stop and where am I? And then after the first time, you get good at it. The first time it's kind of a shock, then you do it again and again. Then pretty soon you're, like I'm a pro here. I can drive in the snow and do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, right. Anyway, that was fun. We did that. We did the pit. We did that, and everybody did it. So I got to get out and watch one of my supporters do it, and then he did it, and everybody's having a good old time. This is what I want it to be. My lieutenant's standing there. He's having a good time. He did it. It was a nice thing for us to do together. Camaraderie was strong and firm there. Okay. The final thing was, this is pretty cool, is to show us how fast and how maneuverable our surveillance cars are. Now I'm driving a Durango, right? I'm driving a Durango, SUV. Well, I've tried to catch up with my partners. I've turned corners, and I think I'm going to roll the thing. I'm probably doing 20 miles an hour, but I mean, it seems like it's going faster. So I get in the car. The instructor's with you, okay? It's a lady officer. She's probably, I don't know, 5'5", 115 pounds, okay? And she says, okay, we get in the car, and she says, now I want to show you, you drive the route. Well, basically, it was like turning, you drive, and it's like this. And a big loop, and then a straightaway, and you make the turn, and you come back, kind of a couple S curve, and you're back where you started, okay? It's like straightaway, and then it kind of like this, Okay, fine. So she says, I want you to drive as fast as you can, taking these curves and see what you want. She said, don't worry, you won't roll it. I said, okay, fine. So I thought I was the A.J. Foyt in my era of race car driving. Man, I was thought, wow, Okay. So then everybody's going, whoa, So then we switched drivers. She's behind the seat now. She looks at me and she goes, you're the boss? I said, yeah. She says, okay. I'm going to show you what this car can really do. Okay. I still have nightmares about how fast she took that car. Okay. I don't know how someone could drive a Durango SUV that fast. Okay, not fast. Let me back up. Not fast, straightaway fast. Any car can go fast on a straightaway. Cadillac, Honda, it doesn't really matter. She made those turns, okay, that I only did about 20. She told me I did the turns about 18 miles an hour. She's doing them at 30, okay? And I swear that thing's going to go like this. Woo! Okay, then you can do this. And she goes, then you don't never put your foot on the brake. What? No. You let gravity slow you down. You accelerate out of it. Oh my gosh. So she's in and out, And I'm like, whoa, So we stopped. She goes, now, can you do that? I said, well, as soon as I change my shorts, I can do that. And everybody's laughing because they're listening to me. They're all here. They're watching this. So I get in there, right? So here we go. I'm driving. She goes, all she could say was, faster, faster, faster. And I'm like, holy mackerel. Okay, so I'm driving this. I really thought we were going to flip it. And there's no way. Okay, so I'm driving. The straightaway was relief, about 8 seconds of relief before I hit the next curve. Coming hot, going hot. So you got to smell those brakes. Oh my gosh, So I'm coming in hot. You come in hot and you slam on the brakes, you let it off, and then you turn the corner. And, even though I said later, no brakes, during the curves, no brakes. When you come into that first turn, you hit them as hard as you can. She says, she said, you want to light up those discs red hot. You come in hot as much as you can, then you let off the brakes, then you make the turns and never brake again, and then they're cooled down by the time you make the second or third tour. That way you'll have brakes when you need them. Okay. Unbelievable. So then my next guy got in, my assistant, he gets in his car, and I'm watching this, I'm going, my instructor's here. She goes, look at how fast he's going. Do we do that? She goes, well, you did it almost that, but not quite. Oh my God. It was really something to do. We had a good laugh on that. Our lieutenant went out there, the good one, and he went out there, and he's my age. We had parallel universe here, but I'll get back to him in a little bit. So anyway, that was my training driving day for my guys, and really enjoyed it. Everybody had a good time. We went out to dinner. We decided all to go to dinner afterwards. Nobody wanted to go home. We're still pumped up. So we went down to some restaurant, sat around for 2 hours. This is how tight we were. 2 hours, nobody wanted to go home. And it was. We left at the peak of traffic. That's how much the guys wanted to be together. We could have left and everybody gone home at 2 o'clock. No, everybody wanted to get together and talk about what we just did, just like a bunch of rookies. This is great. I saw you. You sucked. I mean, it was really a neat thing. I get goosebumps thinking about it because that's probably the high watermark of a unit that I had camaraderie with. I had other units that I worked with and for and worked for me. This is the peak of camaraderie. We had one girl and 9 people, 9 men. Anyway, I'll get back to you in a little bit. I'm running out of time. Bye-bye.